said she can do it tomorrow, but she's not sure what time. But she said when she get back, if she gotta go to the doctor in the morning, she said she thinks she got a person at 12. But she said she'll call me when she gets back to the shop.
I'll wait.
I'll just have to.
Okay.
I'll run out to take the book. She said tomorrow. I thought I could wait for myself. Lord.
It's day 3 of my 7-day water fast. Continue to love my enemies. I remember when I had first fasted before I had to redo it again because I decided to mess up on the 3rd day. It was on the 16th of August. It was in my heart and spirit to just, even though my dad continued to love me, it kept popping up on me, my mind. Was to love my enemies. I remember in my heart, I just had this immense amount of peace to the point that I remember when I seen them, I decided to say hi. I'm the type of person that I know Snake don't like me. I choose not to be around them, and I choose to keep my distance. The experiences of when I've acted as others, I really don't like me. Them constantly getting that access to me led me to being hurt many times. And sometimes you just get tired of the experience of what it feels like being hurt and done wrong by people. I'm not saying that God was leading me to being him to be like the best of friends, to really forgive. And throughout these days of my fast, all that's been touching my heart is to continue to love my dad. And not even just my dad, but like anyone, like even his fiance. When I see them doing a lot of wicked stuff and trying to have problems with me. Like I said in the other video, his fiance, she gives me the feeling of someone who is negative and wants the person to stay with them to continue to be negative. She doesn't want the other person to grow. If there's potential that you're going to grow, let me keep latching on to you or make you feel like you have to be dependent on me so you don't ever grow. And it's that feeling of my mother, like, that's what she did with all of us. She didn't want us not only doing better than her, but she didn't want us, honestly, when you think about it, finding God. Because when you find God, you're free, you know, you don't no longer have burdens. And this morning, I went to bed late, tried to stay up past 1, just reached my 3rd day. I stayed up to 3 and pray, but I ended up dozing off. I was so tired. I was just woken up. I was woken up at 3 a.m. Like I was waking up, but I just kept fighting to go back to sleep because I was just tired. I finally was woken up again at like 5 in the morning. I was woken over 5 times, and I felt bad because I just, looking at the time, it was 5:41, and he had woken me up multiple times. I prayed, then lay back down. I was speaking to God. I laid down just in silence for the most part until past 6:30 in the morning. And I finally dozed and was trying to fight to go back to bed. I felt like honestly I was being led to like not go back to bed because I only was up for like 30 minutes talking to God, an hour the most. But yeah, I'm wanting to go back to sleep, you know. I went to bed, woke up again at like 10:40 something in the morning. I was annoyed this morning because her daughter, like, I had talked to her and I told her like, hey, I do hair. I was asking if she knew anybody that wanted to get their hair done because I know I was overhearing her talk about her aunt needed her hair done. And knowing the fact that her hair costs $400, I was thinking in my mind, knowing that I do hair, done it for over 10 years, and that since I was a child, self-taught everything, that I don't charge that expensive to do anything. I would never charge that much close enough to that. Was hoping when I offered myself up and I was asking, she was going to let me know and tell me that her aunt needed her hair done. Because just that yesterday at that time, I was hearing that her aunt needed her hair done. And she was referring her aunt to get her hair done by the person she paid $400 to. She then thrown herself up as an offer and said, oh, she needs her hair done and her friend needs her hair done too. I didn't ask her, I didn't tell her to enforce her. She just offered herself up I said that I braided hair. I said all that, and I even showed her my work. The problem was she didn't even ask me for my work. She just automatically said she wanted me to do her hair. Me knowing the services I do, I show her my work. I don't have a whole bunch due to the fact a lot of stuff was deleted when I got a new page, and a lot of stuff, I'm not gonna lie, when I do my hair sometimes I forget to show my work and take pictures of it. I told her I also do lace fronts, and I told her, and I showed her, and I said I do everything. Like I do lace fronts, I cut and trim people hair. I'm not no barber, but like scissors cut. I know how to do doobie, silk braids, everything. And she was like, I don't really like lace fronts. I just like get my hair braided. I only like braids. She was like, she'll let me know if she knows anybody that will want their hair done. And it was like a slap in the face because it's just like, you literally just in my face like, you need your hair done. I've dealt with doing my own hair and people will ask me to do their hair. And I would not ever let it be known I do hair. But they would know when they ask who did my hair, and I'm saying, oh, I do my own. Then they're asking me to do theirs. But she offered herself up. But then all of a sudden when I show her my work, she then says, oh, she'll let me know if she hears anything, basically. You just said you need your hair done, your friend do. She then, in my face, just lied. Either she feel like the work that I do is not the hairstyle she's into, but it was like the braids were versatile. It was different. I go from different things. Or she just didn't really care for my work. Or she just lied and pretended she wanted me to do it. And the reason why it sounds so far-fetched, like, oh, why would someone lie to then all of a sudden say that they want you to do it? It's due to the fact that experience of how many times she lied in my face. She said yes to me, and then in my face would say that she don't want something or she don't eat this. And in my face the next day, she's eating it in my face. But she's offering it to me when she said she didn't like pork. Next day, when I offered her a sandwich because her mom, for some weird reason, bought me 2 foot long. I offered it to her and she said, oh, I eat pork. That's the same excuse my dad and his fiance. Next minute, catch them in the lie. They're buying ham. Who is eating this? And for her, the next day, she literally offered me McDonald's. She said, hey, do you eat bacon? I'm like, what? I was like, oh no, I'm okay. That's when I was on a 20-day fast. They popped online on me. You know, she offers you bacon, right? And I remember, I'm like, hold on. She said she don't even eat pork. So why are you? She said she had an extra sandwich. She would give it to me. So if you got bacon on your sandwich, how are you then telling me you don't eat something? Like, it's just lying, making something so simple you could just be honest about it, and you're lying about it. Then you're doing it and showing in someone's face that you are lying. She's not a liar, she just lies to lies. It's sad, but then I think she just simply don't really rock with me, like I said, and she just wants to be known in my face to stop, ask her, want to give her things, because she just don't rock with me in that way, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's cool. Like when I asked for silk, she lied and said she didn't have any. Oh, you're gonna have to ask my mom for that. So you tell me you can't even be nice enough you told me to ask for anything if I needed something. That's when she thought and assumed I was into drinking and weed. And smoking like she is. That's when she was all buddy trying to be cool with me. But when she realized how much I don't rock with certain stuff, and I told her that, and she could not force me into that lifestyle. Now it's like I asked for something. She don't be wanting to share nothing with me really, other than the shampoo and stuff like that. I overhear her talking about she needed her hair done. And before I seen that, yesterday, I think, on the second day of the fasting, I went in her room to use her bathroom because we shared the bathroom together. I see a bald cap for like a wig. And I'm just like, beforehand, I knew she was probably getting a wig or something, because I'm thinking, like, the next day after saying she likes braids and stuff, maybe some days after, I was saying, she's buying stuff for getting some extensions. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever, it's just clipping extensions. Honestly, it's a lace front on, you know. But then next minute I see, like yesterday or a day ago, she has a wig ball cap for wigs as if she wants a lace front done. And she bought it, like she bought weave. Why do people have to lie just to, like, you know what I mean? Because she told me she didn't need to do her hair or whatever. And then she switched and said she didn't. And I was just annoyed because I'm just like, I see the proof right here. All all of a sudden, I hear her and her mom talking downstairs, and she like, in the living room, she's talking about how she need her hair done, and she said she want to ask this lady that does lace frontal. She don't, I guess, braids, but she does like weaves, all that. She does her mom's wigs and weaves and all that stuff. If you have somebody that's living in the home with you that does hair, you see what I mean. Like, you know they do braiding and lace frontal, and her mom even knows I do that. She even remembered from years ago when I said I used to do nails. But you're wanting to give your service and pay mad money to somebody when you have someone who's basically a hairstylist living with you. It's the fact that trying to prevent me from even getting any money. These people don't really like me, and it's okay. It's not really that serious. I used to be bothered about it, but I left it alone. Right at that split of a second, her mom heard the best phone calls her. He makes her schedule an appointment. I overheard my dad even talking with my mom, talking about some days ago, talking about how it's a struggle to get your hair done by that lady because the lady takes so long to get your hair done, and you know, regardless of the work she do, it's just like she'll have you sitting in the seat waiting for long hours. Or y'all prefer to go to somebody and that person is taking so long to do something so simple versus someone else that's really living here. But I'm like, you know what, maybe she wants to go to a professional this thing with a license, but the fact is I don't have a license and she was willing to hurry up and get her hair braided up. That's the main thing. She lied and said, literally knowing that she lied, will purposely walk in front of your face with evidence showing that she lied and not care about it. But now I'm just like, I'm at peace in my heart. What helps me bring in the peace is just sitting outside right now and just having a nice time. Seeing the scenery and just letting the earth go through. I'm just not in the mood to be mad with nobody, honestly. Honestly, I'm gonna just take what is offered to me, not try to spend my money on it, and get what I need for free. Just trust in God. Whatever's offered to me for free, take it. So you gotta spend your money on it. Just save it. It says that God will turn what someone set for our bad for our good. So it's just that if someone may plot against me and they clearly don't like me, God turn it around for my good. That's why I'm gonna still have a chance to take what is offered to me, even when I know that these people don't really like me. I'm just sitting here. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, maybe it's the presence. I don't know if God, like just God in the area. They see black people in this area. You know, I'm of color, but the way people break their necks in their cars as if they never seen somebody, they don't know what I'm doing, and they act like they seeing me do some extraordinary, extravagant crap. I'm just minding my business, and people keep breaking their necks in their cars just to look at me talk. Like, it's weird, and from their point of view, it looks like I'm just off on the phone, and of course I'm just vlogging. Every time I'm out here, I don't know whether it's because they never seen me in this area before, I don't know. It's annoying as heck. Like, how can people just mind their business? If I'm not walking around doing something that's like attention seeking wise, are you bothered, you know? Go about your business. It's on the bench, regular chick, regular schmiddler, twerking, vlogging. I can't wait till the day I get me a camera. And I'm just really to start recording off of it. This is really the third day. Tomorrow's my fourth. We'll keep going. It's been a little hard because while being out here, I was smelling like freaking toast and eggs out here. For some weird reason, like twice. And it was making me hungry a little bit. And you just have to be willing to sacrifice it. It's bigger than yourself. It's not about you anymore. You always like focus on your own self. If you need a flash, just flash. It's just only for a certain amount of time. You act like you're gonna die, or it's gonna be for like a whole year. Like, if it's just for a few days, it's for a few days. It's for a month. Even though it sounds crazy, it's just for a month. The time goes on, as you continue to fast throughout the days, it gets stronger and stronger for you to keep going. And you're no longer going to really have the tempted, like even the tempted to kill those huge cravings and energies to eat. Still continue to pray so I don't get too cocky and powerful. Oh, I'm not hungry, I haven't given this temptation, and think, okay, I'm going with my own will and strength. I'm like, no, I still need God to give me strength. So I have to make sure I don't mess up through it for how many times I've messed up. So when you're calling into a flesh, just do it. It's better to do it. So it was in chapter 12, Luke 12, verse 47. The servant who knows the master's will and does not beaten with few blows. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. We have more knowledge, right? We expecting more out of us because it says when you know the will of God, right? For example, you know the will of God, you know what you're supposed to do, you know what it was told to you, but you choose not to do it, you will experience the consequences, the full extent of punishment for your actions. And for those that do not know, for example, let's say someone that's just not in a walk with God, they're doing wrong, they know right from wrong. And when they are doing wrong, because the Holy Spirit will convict you when you're doing wrong. So they're not ignorant to it, but they are ignorant to knowing and having maybe the relationship with God as the closest of God compared to you. Those who do not know will experience only a few less blows. They'll still experience the punishment, just not to the extreme as the other person. So it's due to the fact that more is expected out of that person because they know better, they know more. They know God's will, they know the things, they know maybe the secret things that God has revealed to them, but choose not to do it, you know what I mean? Versus someone who does not know. That's like a person who's going down a path and trying to go down, for example, a career that God told them not to do. Their disobedience can cause them a lot of extreme punishment and wrath. Versus a person that does not know the career, right? They're still trying to learn and know their purpose. Or what God has aligned for them. They're going down any different types of directions of different career fields because they don't know, but they know it in their heart and spirit that they are meant to do better. You know what I mean? That might not be what they were supposed to do. They will still experience punishment due to the fact that if they are being let know through the Holy Spirit that they are not supposed to do something and do that job or do this career. And they still proceed to go ahead and do it. You know, that is up to them. And I'm speaking from a living testimony as an experience of currently walking through it, going through the consequences of poor actions and what I've chose to do in the past, and even things I've done today from not waking up at the right. So just do what is called for you to do, and there will be no problems, really, honestly. Because if God can trust you with little, He can trust you with more. He can trust you to be obedient with the small things. Imagine the bigger things. It's not going to be so hard for you to be obedient. You're going to be quicker to be obedient through the practices of being obedient and practicing being obedient. But in order to practice, you got to first do it. Continue to do what it is God is calling you to do. Day by day, take step by step, baby step by baby step. God's gonna move at your pace. He's not gonna ever push you and throw you out into the road if you don't even know how to cross first. Everybody's like children to Him. You first gotta teach them how to cross. First gotta tell them when to go, when the light is yours and when it's not. God's never gonna push you out in the middle of a busy street when there's a potential high risk someone's gonna end up hitting you and killing you. You feel me? He won't put you out when it's ready and time for you to walk out and know it's safe to cross until you're strong enough to do it on your own. But even so, He's still watching from afar. He's still right nearby, even when you don't feel like He's that close. Just because He ain't holding your hand and coddling you to walk across the street don't mean He ain't there. He's still watching His children. When you know better, do better. So when you know better, make sure you do better.